Bum bum ba da bum bum ba dum ba da da ba bum. What's going on, fellow Illuminators and Titan Nation? Welcome back in. I'm Lorcana, the Mad Titan of the Illuminary. So I had the pleasure of joining Chris of Lorcana Chats in episode 2 of You Want to Play What? And we had a fun game of Inventors versus Brooms. So science versus magic. It went to game 3. It was pretty crazy, so go check out that gameplay. You can find that in the card up here and in the description down below. But what I wanted to do today was do a quick deck profile to showcase what I play. Just keep in mind that these are meant to be just fun, casual, social decks, so they're not crazy competitive. But let's go ahead and dive on into the profile. All right, so let's dive right on into the deck profile. It is 60 cards in Amethyst Steel. So let's start with the Brooms. First off, we're going with 4 copies of Illuminary Keeper. So early in draw for Aerial Cleaner. So this guy gains evasive on your turn. 4 Bucket Brigade to put stuff back into the deck from the discard. We have 4 Industrial Model. Gives something resist +1 until the start of your next turn. A guy that doesn't see a lot of play, but 2 copies of the Big Sweeper. So while he's at a location, he gets 2 strength, going to a 3/5, and then 3 copies of Swift Cleaner. So this guy is Rush, and when you play him, you can shuffle all of your Brooms from your discard back into your deck, and I have a fun combo with him. And then we have 3 Magic Broom Brigade Commander. So this guy has resist +1, and he gets +2 strength for each other character named Magic Broom you have in play. Unfortunately, it doesn't count himself, but if you spam out, obviously he can get really big. And then our last Broom is a single copy of Magic Broom Dancing Duster. You only really need one because when you play him, if you have a sorcerer in play, which the only sorcerers we play are of course Zed and Mickey, you exert a chosen opposing character and they can't ready at the start of their next turn. So those are the Brooms. Now let's shift over and talk about those sorcerers. And as I mentioned, for Sid, this guy is absolutely a staple and phenomenal for the deck. On play, you draw a card for having a Magic Broom in play, and if you have 2 or more Broom characters in play, he gets +2 lore, going to 3, so great for questing. So he is a little understated, but we have ways to help with that, i.e. the Industrial Model and another card that we run. Let's talk about the Big Cheese. So 4 copies of Mickey Mouse Food Fight Defender. He's great for shifting into a target we will get to, and resist +1. So he puts in some pretty good work for early aggression. And then obviously for Wayward Sorcerer, this is the linchpin of the deck. Reduces the cost of your Broom characters by 1 ink, and then whenever they're banned in a challenge, you can return them back to your hand. And then 3 copies of Playful Sorcerer. So ideally you want to use this and shift on here for that. But on play, shift 3, resist +1, and on play, you can deal damage to a chosen character equal to the number of Brooms you have in play. So you want to spam out as fast as you can, shift, and ideally you want to shift on this guy so that way Wayward stays out to keep the cost reduction down. But if you need to shift off Wayward, obviously you can. So that is the Big Cheese, the boss man, Mickey himself. Hey there, so real quick, if you're enjoying the content, if you could do me a massive favor, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And let me know down below what you think of the video. All right, back to the video. Now let's look at our items. We run 2 copies of the Sorcerer's Hat. This card is very hit or miss in this variation. So what it does is you exert it, you pay an ink, and you name a card. Obviously in this deck you're going to call Magic Broom. If you hit correctly, you add that to your hand, otherwise it stays on the top of your deck. So there are builds, and I'll showcase the cards. There are builds that work around this, and they run Bruno Madrigal, Undetected Uncle from Ursula's Return, and the boss is on a roll, speaking of Ursula, from Into the Inklings. So you use the bosses on a roll, you look at the top 5, you basically put them on the top or bottom of your deck in any order, gain a lore. Then you go Bruno here and you exert, you name a card, you check the top card of your deck. If it's that card, you add it to your hand and you gain 3 lore, otherwise you put it back on top. So there are synergies there, so you would know what the top 2 cards are with this, and then you could Bruno and Hat or Hat Bruno, whichever way you want to do it, and then you would get lore and you would get that card into your hand. But I had to run it because it is the iconic item for this deck. Let's go into our songs real quick. 4 friends for draw, 4 whole new worlds for draw, and a fun combo that I like to do with this card is I like to have either Wayward or another copy of this card out and then play it, and that is Swift Cleaner. So I like to have whole new world, play Swift Cleaner, and then you shuffle all of your brooms back into your deck. It's a pretty standard broom combo, but it's fun. 2 Strength of a Raging Fire. We can get pretty wide and remove stuff. Obviously, 2 Along Came Zeus for removal, and then a card to help protect Yensid is I'm Still Here. Ideally, I do use it on Yensid, but you can use it on whatever. And then to wrap up, we have 4 more cards to talk about, and if you know, you know. That is 4 copies of the Sorcerer's Tower Wondrous Workspace. This card is super impactful for this deck. If you don't know what it does, movement cost 2, cost 3, and willpower 7. Your brooms move here for free, and they get an additional lore. So if you go wide with your brooms, you move them here, and then you can just quest. And they can get very out of hand if your opponent does not remove this. But there you go. That's the profile. Alright, so there you have it. That is the profile. I always enjoy playing brooms. I am a day 1 broom boy. As you can see, I've got my CM exclusive Sorcerer Mickey Zoom up there. I've got my French Disneyland Paris Stitch as Sorcerer Mickey. I have a lot of Sorcerer Mickey stuff. That is one of my favorite pieces of Fantasia, and so I've been a day 1 broom boy. I love the brooms. Slowly collecting the Enchanteds and the D23 Mickey promo. But let me know what you thought of the thematic take here, and I will see you guys next time. See ya. That's going to do it for today's video. Be sure to give me one of these. It's super impactful and helping this video find other Illuminaires such as yourself. If you like the Lorcana content here on the channel and you want to see more, Titan smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Also, be sure to let me know down below what you thought of this video, and you can follow me on the artist formerly known as Twitter on X at Lorcana Thanos, and I'm on Blue Sky as well at Lorcana Thanos. Thanks for watching, and I think you might enjoy these. And remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills.